Hi, this is Joy with part two of living on $115 a month with five children. Um, but like I said in the last video, we had very little, very little. I mean, I don't think we had all that many clothes at all, and and when Mom would uh, she'd get I don't know 5 pound bags of sugar, not sugar, flour. Either five, no, it was 10 bags, and the bags came into a linen bag that had flowers and stuff on it, and she would take those bags and save them and make us girls our dresses out of them, and and then when we went to school, naturally, and she'd make our dresses, but I think we got one brand new outfit every school year at the beginning of the school year. One or two pairs of underwear, socks, stuff like that. But the family would help out a lot, the sisters that had gotten married and the husbands were making good money and stuff uh, and every Sunday we'd be, well, not every Sunday, but I think a lot of Sundays we were invited to go to one of their houses and eat Sunday dinner. And but most of the time we walked up there, and that was 3 miles. There goes Mom up the highway with us three kids trailing along with her. Of course, she had to carry um, my little brother, and we'd go up there and spend a day and eat a nice healthy meal. In wintertime, around Christmas time, oh boy, we'd do some cleaning, and that was the one time of the year that Mom could go all out and do her best that she could do for us at Christmas time, because there was a Santa Claus. And I really, at the time, had thought there was a Santa Claus until finally my cousins told me there wasn't. But there was this charity in this village, and at Christmas time, people would donate toys and stuff to that, and um, but by no means in whatever we didn't get new stuff, and uh, a cold, blistery winter night with snow all over the place, we'd hear ho 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 ho, jingle jingle jingle. Somebody would come, and it was Santa Claus, and with this great big old box of clothes and toys and stuff. And by that time, I knew there wasn't no Santa Claus, and I knew that parents did everything for people at Christmas time, and um, people's hand-me-downs. So I don't know. I can't ever remember getting anything new from that particular, but I could be wrong. But since I knew there wasn't no Santa Claus, and I knew that they were bringing it in, I got to stand and sort through that big box and pick out a few things I wanted. But I can tell you that could be very embarrassing, and going to school and you're standing at your locker, and the girl next to you and said, "I got it. I had a dress just like that, but we donated it. We gave it." Well, there you go. Now that's humiliating, real humiliating, especially for a child. If I'd have been older, I'd have said, "Well, heck yes, I'm so glad you gave that away. I really like that dress." But no, and to know that you are the one of the talk of the town. Well, that poor child. Do you suppose that they're being taken care of good enough? And Well, if that was the case, there wasn't too many people that tried to help us out. And mom did her best with what she had. 5 kids, it's pretty hard to go out and get a job. No car. She didn't know how to drive. And but yeah, $115 a month, and there, like I said, coal stove, and dancing around and playing around there. I fell on it one day, and I got stuck on it. On my arm here, got stuck. You could just smell the skin burning, the flesh burning. Finally, Mom got me off of the stove, and that was a horrible burn for a long, long time. And but yeah, I mean, living that kind of life was dangerous, especially with kids around. Now, it might have not been quite so bad had it been a fireplace maybe, and had a screen over it. But no, we didn't have that. I mean, we had to have what we had. That was the bottom line. I mean, I I don't think I realized how bad life was at the time. Um, we were kids. I mean, I'd go to bed plenty of times hungry at night, and I was a stubborn little cuss. Mom would have potatoes and green beans, and she'd say, "All right, kids, who wants fried potatoes or boiled potatoes?" Well, I hated fried potatoes back then, and because they just seemed so dry. There was. I liked the boiled potatoes because it had some juice to it, and of course the majority won. Not me, not me. I don't think I very ever got what I wanted as far as that went. But I'd go to bed hungry. That's how stubborn I was. So I I look back at all the things that people are complaining about today, that they don't have enough money to make it, and they can't pay their rent and stuff like that. Well, then get a cheaper place, because they're out there. And if you have to get a place that has an outhouse, then do it. Try to use your brain and try to find ways to keep a roof over your head. I mean, compared to what I get now, and to $115 with 5 kids, what I get now is just me and my sassy. But there were times that the family would pitch in and help at Christmas time, to make sure us kids had a Christmas. Tell us that lie. Tell us that lie about Santa Claus. Teach us how to lie, that's for sure. That's how I see that. But mom, they had catalogs back then, and um, mom would pick, and they would order it for her, for us kids, and then it would take her all year then to pay that back. I mean, that $115 isn't all that much, but again, she did it. Somehow or another, she would make sure we had some some kind of toy at Christmas time. Now, birthdays, that was not a thing. And so we didn't have a phone. There was no there was no connection in that house for a phone. And if we needed to call somebody, then we had to go to the neighbor's house, and they had a phone. But you know, the life that we had to live, and the toxicity when the stepdad was there and stuff, and if we did have any food or did get any food, then he would scarf it up. We didn't get any of it. And so yeah, $1,322 is a heck of a lot for me. Now, when I worked, I made a lot more money than that. That's for sure. And so, if nothing else pushes you to try to live a better life and a more frugal life on what you get every month, then I don't know what to tell you. Because I know a lot of you probably grew up a lot better than that. And you had maybe a middle class family that you had everything that you needed, everything. You had nice bedrooms, you had food on the table, and you could go places and do things. We had to walk everywhere if we wanted to do anything. But then we finally did. Mom moved us to the village, the little city. We got a place in there, and I can't remember how much our rent was. Still $115 a month because nothing went up back then. We had, I think it was $50 a month rent. And we only had 2 bedrooms. We had a basement, kitchen, and living room, and back a little bit of a backyard. But right there in town where we could get to the store, but we still had to walk. Still had to walk to the store and get our groceries and stuff. And it we still had a ball. Us kids still had a ball. The innocence of children. Once we were out of the abuse from my stepfather, our life, it was even more better, even though we only had $115 a month. And Mom still continued to give us a Christmas every year. And so as a teenager, life was good for me. I don't know about the rest of the kids, but it was okay. But as I look back now, no, it wasn't okay. I mean, like I said, my mom, which then turned into grandma, as we got older and we got up and got married and ourselves, and she still tried the best that she could. Um, and of course, then she got ill at a couple times. She had cancer a couple times, and they beat it the first time, and the second time, then it took her down. And I'll tell you, sometimes I wish I had my mom. I know. You know, and I almost don't do it too much anymore, but after she first left, I'd think of something that I wanted to tell her. Something good would happen in my life, and I'd want to tell her, and I'd want to call her, and I'd head over to the phone and pick it up to call her, and I'd say, "Oh, Joy, you can't do that. You can't call her. She's not here anymore." Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't talk about Mom much because that poor woman had a horrible life. And one day I'll tell you some stories about that. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I don't want to keep these videos too long. So yeah, Mom raised us on $115 a month until she went and got a job, and that was horrible for her to have to do a job because there was nobody at home watching us. I mean, we were idiots. And but anyway, I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. And a merry heart doeth good like medicine. Bye.